Hi everyone, Zach from OutThereVans.com coming to you from our headquarters in Grand Junction, Colorado in our demo van here. And today we are going to be doing a little 6-month update video surrounding this ProBreeze fan unit up on our rooftop. Now, we filmed a 2-part series earlier on, about 6 months ago, as I mentioned, on our YouTube channel, where we first did a video where we unboxed one of these ProBreeze fans out of the box, showed you all the parts that are included, and then we actually did a side-by-side comparison going over specs and dimensions of a MaxxAir 7500K rooftop vent, which I would say is the direct competitor to this ProBreeze fan. But we thought we'd take this opportunity, go over our thoughts on this fan after 6 months of almost 24/7 use in this demo van. We really leave it running nearly all the time. That way when we bring customers in this van in our lot, it's not a van that's been baking in the Colorado sun for a long time. This fan has had a lot of runtime on it already, and more importantly, we've had a lot of good questions and or just learning experiences from these fans, both from our installs in the workshop and more importantly, your DIY installations, where you might give us a call after you order one and have a little bit of a question here or there. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to go over some of those important questions that seem like they might be handy to you and take it from there. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting at the beginning, if you are new to this rooftop fan, I highly recommend going back and watching our first 2 parts to this series. These are a direct competitor to the MaxxAir 7500K fan, nearly identical in terms of the outer shroud opening and closing mechanism, which you can see right here. Has a nice overhang to the back for an all-weather design. Now, a couple new things I want to point out since our first video. This fan actually is now available in multiple colors. When we first filmed the video, it was only available with a black tinted exterior shroud with this white and gray interior trim ring. There is now a translucent exterior top that is available, which basically functions and looks the same. It just isn't tinted, so you get a little bit more natural light through it. You still get a pretty decent amount of natural light through this tinted version. Additionally, there is a black interior shroud available now. Now, these fans came out about 6 months ago, but let's be real, they've been in and out of stock like crazy because they've been popular, which is a great thing. We've seen countless comments on our YouTube channel of people taking these, ripping out their older MaxxAir fans. These have been the go-to upgrade, which is really cool. Some other features that you would have seen in the other video pre-power being hooked up. There is a light built into the forward and back side of this fan shroud. There is a built-in screen that just slides across to provide you a little bit more of a blackout experience in your slumber, as well as a little more sound deadening when you're driving down the road. No more magnetic window cover required there. Additionally, you have controls on the face. You also have controls on a wireless remote that I have living on the wall over here. It is just a simple on-off button that powers the fan on. It will automatically raise and lower. And then you have a little screen readout on this remote, which is much more modern than your MaxxAir fan remote. It's a lot lower profile, just a little bit prettier than that giant honk of plastic that is the MaxxAir fan remote. Through this remote, you can switch your airflow direction, your speed. You get a little beep feedback every time I hit that. I'm not sure how much this will pick that up. And you can also control your lighting from this remote as well. Now, I've been carrying this flange around in my hand since the beginning of this video. As I mentioned, a lot of customers have been replacing their MaxxAir fans with these ProBreeze models. Now, this is a MaxxAir fan shroud right here, and I'm happy to announce, after lots and lots of YouTube comments, that the ProBreeze mounting flange for your rooftop is identical in specification to the MaxxAir fan shroud. So if you already have a MaxxAir fan in your rooftop and you would like to just rip that one out and replace it with this, you do not have to break the seal of your rooftop mounting flange. All you have to do is undo the 4 bolts from the side of your MaxxAir fan, raise that out, drop your ProBreeze fan into place, and do the wiring from the interior of the van. Now, one very important note when you are swapping out a MaxxAir fan to a ProBreeze fan is pay attention to your wire polarity. The MaxxAir fan uses a black wire as your positive and a white wire as your negative or your ground. The ProBreeze fan follows a little bit more of what you'd expect from a 12-volt wiring standpoint. If you just look at your battery even, your positive is actually your red wire, your negative or your ground is your black wire. So that is highlighted in the instructions if you need confirmation, so check your instruction manual. So be sure to confirm your wire polarity when you are hooking up one of these ProBreeze fans. If you do hook that up backwards, it is pretty much guaranteed death out of the box for the circuit board on your ProBreeze fan. So just be sure to double check that. I have seen that problem pop up a couple times since we've started distributing these fans. Now, as far as the upgrade to this fan, I can attest to it, as well as if you read the YouTube comments from other folks that have installed these fans after watching our YouTube video. These do draw half the power amperage as a max air fan. They are highly efficient and they're just darn quiet with that brushless motor. With 6 months of pretty regular use, the blades are still turning freely without any of that grit sound we often get from max air fans. So overall, just the general experience with running this thing for 6 months, I have zero complaints. It does exactly what I ask of it. Now, one question I get a lot, and one reason why I see some people being hesitant to upgrade to this fan, is the removability of the screen within for cleaning. Now, max air fans, they have a few tabs on the exterior of the face that you can rotate and pop your screen out for cleaning. Now, that is one downside or con to this ProBreeze model, is it does not have a removable screen up top. It is integrated into this interior shroud currently, which also houses your window cover as well as your control panel. So in order to clean this screen from the top side of your van, really the best way to do it is to pop your light covers off here on the end caps on the forward and back side, and that is where your 4 screws holding this shroud are. I would recommend just dropping that down a little bit. It will hang from its wiring harness and allow you to spray it down with a degreaser and wipe out any boogers or bugs that might end up in there. I'll tell you from my experience, those of you who want to clean your fan screens, you're probably going to do it fairly regularly. That's not such a big deal to pop those off. Once you've done it one time, once you've done it twice, and you have the tools available, you can really have that fan screen available in about 30 seconds. I don't find it takes any longer than a max air fan, but don't let that turn you away from this. It's general vehicle camper van maintenance, and it really can be done in 5 minutes or less every year. Same thing with the max air. It's not necessarily any slower. This one just requires a screwdriver or a cordless drill to be able to back out your screws from this being installed on the interior. Now, I mentioned a wiring harness hanging up here. One other tip and trick I have for you when you are connecting the power to your ProBreeze fan, there are 3 wiring harnesses internally that are connecting your body up to the outer fan up above that houses your motor. And then there's an additional power cord that comes in and out that has that black and red positive and negative lead on it. When you're hooking this fan up to power, I suggest connecting your wiring harnesses together before providing power to the fan itself. So connect those 3 harnesses and then do your positive and negative and put your fuse in after that. I did have one customer call at one point that installed one of these in his van that provided power to the fan and then tried to connect the wiring harnesses. It did throw an error code for him where the little screen up here illuminated, but it just gave him some sort of error message. What we did the old shut it off, turn it back on again. So I suggested pulling all power from it, connecting his wiring harnesses, and then giving it power. That did the trick. The fan was happy. But just know that is an item that I don't necessarily think is mentioned in the instructions, but something we found handy, thought I would share with you here today. All right, an additional question I get all the time, which is solved thanks to the owner's manual, is your controls up on the screen up here. They have a backlight to them. The screen itself has a kind of normal LED backlit white light behind it, where all the buttons actually have a red illumination. Now, those of you that are light sensitive, that might be annoying for you. You are able to toggle this light function on and off. It is as simple as going up to the control panel on the face of this unit and holding down on the light button that you normally just tap once to turn the lights on, turn the lights off. This, if you hold it down, will eventually shut off the backlit nature to that screen or turn it back on. It's roughly about a 5-second press to make that toggle on and off. but that will make it where your fan is a completely dark fan for operation. Now, one other important usability factor to consider with this rooftop vent is the thickness of your roof. Now, most camper vans aren't going to run into this issue, but we do see these ordered sometimes for fifth wheel campers, larger rigs, or even a DIY build that has a much thicker ceiling and added layers of rib structure. All of that is, these fans are really only designed to be used in ceiling thicknesses of about 1 1/16 inch through about 3 1/8 inch, if I recall. Most non-camper van camping units, like a fifth wheel trailer, they might have a much thicker ceiling than that, meaning that when you mate these two together, you might end up with an air gap between. Now, I've seen some creative DIY ways that people have taken a 5-gallon bucket and they've cut down to make a spacer ring, because that's actually the perfect diameter here, to be able to make their own trim ring for the interior to bridge that gap if they are adapting it in a fifth wheel trailer, for instance. In most camper vans, this is going to be golden. I always just recommend double checking that. But if you're considering this for your RV or much larger unit than a van, just double check that roof thickness. And even if you're considering it in your van, double check that too. Now, if you can't tell, we absolutely love this fan. We've been installing a ton of them. We've been selling a ton of them, which is why we've learned a lot of these little tips and tricks that we wanted to share with you. And if you are interested in picking up one of these fans for your own van build or your own upgrade to your existing build, head over to OutThereVans.com, where you can find this product as well as countless other accessories for your van. And you can even see the new color options we have available for these. So head over to OutThereVans.com. Let us know if you have any questions, and we hope to see more ProBreeze fans going in a lot more van rooftops down the road. Thank you for watching today. Don't forget to watch our part 1 and part 2 of our ProBreeze fan series, and we hope to see you in the next video.